You're watching Newsday TV. Thanks for joining us. I'm Drew Scott. New York City Mayor Eric Adams has been indicted on 5 federal public corruption charges, and Sherry Einhorn has more on these historic charges.
I will continue to do the job for 8.3 million New Yorkers that I was elected to do.
Despite loud and repeated calls for his resignation, a defiant New York City Mayor Eric Adams denied he did anything wrong, refusing to step down as his legal team gears up to fight federal corruption charges.
From here, my attorneys will take care of the case so I can take care of the city.
Adams is accused of 5 counts of official corruption, wire fraud, and soliciting campaign funds from foreign nationals. Prosecutors say the crimes date back to 2016.
As we allege, this was a multi-year scheme to buy favor with a single New York City politician on the rise, Eric Adams.
Among the allegations, Adams is accused of seeking and accepting more than $100,000 in luxury travel from wealthy Turkish business people and at least one Turkish government official, including international business class flights and fancy hotel rooms.
The mayor had a duty to disclose these gifts on his annual public disclosure forms. He told the public he received no gifts, even though he was secretly being showered with them.
According to the indictment, Adams is also accused of intervening in the FDNY inspection of a skyscraper owned by the Turkish government. He's also accused of accepting illegal campaign contributions from foreign donors.
The conduct alleged in the indictment, the foreign money, the corporate money, the bribery, the years of concealment, is a grave breach of the public's trust.
Newsday reporter Janan Fisher.
Political experts and legal experts I've talked to say that there's no benefit for him to step down. He has said that the people elected him, and that's the voice of the people, and that's who he's going to answer to.
Meanwhile, Adams, the first New York City mayor to be criminally charged while in office, is asking people for patience before picking sides.
I ask New Yorkers to wait to hear our defense before making any judgments.
For Newsday TV, I'm Sherry Einhorn.
Thank you, Sherry. So what makes these charges so serious, and will there be an impact on Long Islanders? I spoke to Newsday columnist Joy Brown to find out.
What it boils down to is bribery, conspiracy, and fraud. When you look at the individual charges, they get a little more fancier or more legalese. It's wire fraud. He used a telephone and other things to solicit things that he shouldn't have been soliciting. We've got a solicitation from foreign nationals. Foreign nationals are not supposed to contribute to United States campaigns. You're not supposed to do that kind of thing. And then there is conspiracy. That is that Mayor Adams, along with other people, got together and figured out a way to funnel donations to him from foreign nationals and other people in return for his doing favors for these foreign nationals and other people, in addition for him to get trips and all sorts of other goodies. So it was a quid pro quo.
Could all of these investigations have some significant fallout for Long Island?
It's interesting. The saying goes, no matter what happens anywhere, a Long Islander is involved. Now, is there any indication that Long Islander is involved in the indictment that we saw today? That remains to be seen. Is there any indication that there are Long Islanders involved in all of the investigations into the Adams administration? Well, we already know that there are a couple of Long Islanders that are at least employees of companies that are somehow in the middle of these investigations. So same answer, though. It remains to be seen.
You can read the full indictment and more details about this investigation on Newsday.com. Click Get More below the Newsday TV video box. There's been another guilty plea in the Babylon body parts case. Stephen Brown, who has not been charged in the killings, pleaded guilty to conspiracy and concealment of a human corpse. The Amityville man admitted to helping dismember the victims and scatter their body parts. The victims were his cousin, Malcolm Craig Brown, and Brown's wife, Donna Connolly. The couple was from Yonkers. The body parts were first discovered in Babylon by a group of students. Prosecutors have charged Brown's housemates, Alexis Nieves and Jeffrey Mackey, With second-degree murder in the case, Mackey and Nieves both face life in prison. Another teen has died from her injuries after a car crash over the weekend. Police say Bella Treza was driving in West Babylon when her car was hit by another car that ran a red light. The 17-year-old was a senior at St. John the Baptist High School. The driver of the other vehicle also died in the crash. 3 other teens from Babylon were hurt as well in that crash. Today was the funeral for another victim, 18-year-old Riley Goot. St. John's school officials are offering counseling as well as support services for all of the students. The Diocese of Rockville Center has reached a $320 million settlement with survivors of sex abuse. Court officials say this would benefit more than 500 people who say that they were sexually abused by clergy when they were children. The diocese previously offered a $200 million settlement, but the survivors rejected that offer. Attorneys say it could be weeks, though, before the plan is finalized. John Jr. Gotti's grandson pleaded guilty to more than $1 million in COVID relief fraud. Carmine Agnello admitted to using the money that was intended to help small businesses struggling during the pandemic. The 38-year-old used that money, though, to invest in cryptocurrency. He faces a fine of up to $2.2 million, nearly $1 million in restitution, and up to 30 years in prison. Free COVID tests are back. The government has reopened the program today, and tests will begin shipping as soon as next week. All you need to do is visit covidtests.gov, and you can get up to 4 of those home tests per household free. Hoda Kotb will be leaving the Today Show. The 60-year-old who has a home here in Point Lookout, Long Island, broke the news live on the air this morning on NBC. She said after 26 years at NBC and the Today Show, she's ready to spend more time with her family. The anchor will be leaving the show early next year.
Newsday Sports is brought to you by King O'Rourke Automotive Group.
Long Island High School football players are now sporting what some say is a new weapon in the war on concussions. They're called Guardian Caps. Greg Serra has the story you'll see only in Newsday.
Guardian Caps are now being introduced at all levels of football, from the National Football League through college and now through the high schools. Check out Miller Place behind me, the newest protective headgear. All players are wearing the headgear designed to be worn on the outside of the football helmet to limit the impact of helmet-to-helmet hits. These Guardian Caps are now mandated at NFL practices. They're optional during games.
When we talk to our parents, understanding the importance of keeping our kids safe at all times is like the paramount thing that we want to do. You know, we got 20 of these Guardian Caps last year. You don't really hear the helmet-to-helmet anymore, and the kids just keep the head out of the game.
It softens the blow. I mean, the cap isn't heavy. It doesn't feel like much. But in terms of contact, the amount of, in the past, with just the helmets on, sometimes you would hear, my head hurts, we made contact, they hit the floor, whereas now it's few and far between.
It just feels like there's like a pillow on your head. It's really the big thing.
I was skeptical with Guardian Caps at first, especially because, adding weight to a helmet and making it larger can make things more dangerous. The NFL is wearing a unique version of the cap that's almost a pound, and the NFL claims that it's reducing concussions. However, that research hasn't been published, and so we're not sure if it's the cap that's helping reduce concussions or if players are hitting less because now they're wearing giant "don't hit me in the head" pads on their helmet.
Newsday surveyed the 112 high schools on Long Island that have football. 31 have caps for some or all of its players. 81 schools don't have them at all. Guardian Caps cost between $55 and $75, depending on how many are purchased. You wear the Guardian Cap in practice and in games. Do a lot of your teammates ask you about wearing the Guardian Cap?
Yeah, they ask me how it works and if it's protective or not, and if they should get one or not. And I'll tell them all yes, because it's super protective.
We did a few helmet models, used a few helmet models as controls, and then we applied the different versions of the Guardian Cap, and then basically took those through our standardized football helmet test protocol. The data shows that, they can be helpful. The underlying performance of the helmet really drives most of the impact protection. The helmet itself does most of the work.
I feel safe. My team feels safe. You know they got to wear it every day at practice. We do take them off at game time, but at practice, we wear them every single day.
Greg Sarah, Newsday TV.
Read more about Guardian Caps on Newsday.com. Click Get More below the Newsday TV video box. Okay, here's what's happening on Long Island.
You ain't nothing but a liar. Yeah, I walk right out the fire.
Yes, singer Jelly Roll is coming to Long Island. See his beautifully broken tour Saturday at UBS Arena at Belmont Park in Elmont.
Hey, what's shaking, Bacon?
Did you lose weight or a limb?
Those lovable monsters, Sully and Mike, are taking over the Suffolk in Riverhead. Head there this Sunday for a showing of the Pixar classic Monsters, Inc. There's also the Halleckville Country Fair and Craft Show. It features one-of-a-kind items, food trucks, children's games, and a tour of historic homes. It's Saturday and Sunday in Riverhead. For admission info and more events, click Get More below the Newsday TV video box on our homepage. Now let's take a look at your Long Island weather. We'll get some late showers tonight, but the rain should be clearing up for tomorrow. We'll have a cloudy Friday to end the work week. And now here's a look at your 7-day forecast.
Long Island weather is brought to you by PTRC.
You're watching Newsday TV. I'm Drew Scott. Thanks for joining us.